welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting the third part of this season here in the GPRO, where I am in elite. So far we have done 11 races and we haven't scored any points whatsoever, but we had tried to do something and it failed. So let's see what we can do now. But first, if you haven't checked the first two parts, let's go and check them now before you continue watching the rest of this. So let's go! It's time to take a look at the season standings so far. After 11 races, I am in 24th position, and the first 25 are safe. So far, I haven't managed to score any points, but I don't need to, possibly, as the cars behind, a few managers that might not be able to surpass me. And of course, we have a possible of negative money balances coming in as well. So we might be safe already, might not need some points. And of course I will be pushing. The next race strategy could be interesting. It's at Zolder and it's quite hot yet again, but this time it's raining in Q2, but not that much in the race, so we might be able to start with dry tires in the rain and just do a simple one stop and let's see what happens. And we can always try it. Race 12 of the season here at Zolder. We are starting in 29th position, starting on dry tires, whilst others are starting on wet tires, as it's raining at the start. And let's see what happens. Of course, we lose some positions at the start. I'm not sure which of the options would have been best, looking back at it, but I tried something. I was hoping for a few laps of rain, and then on lap 5 it was dry, but I think that we already lost too much time. At least the pace should be quite okay, I think, and it's hot enough to warrant the push, but we are down the field in a 28th position or something like that. We have already lost 30 seconds on the leaders. Of course 15 seconds is from the start or something that you can't do anything about, and now of course we might be a little bit stuck in traffic. We're losing a little bit of time. Believe we are slightly slower as well, but yes, at least we should be gaining some places as we are pushing this race. So yes, lovely, back up into a 24th position, no, 23rd position, nicely, and let's keep going, and we clearly have more pace than the cars around us. Points won't be possible this race, so yes, let's see. I believe some cars will be making the pit stop quite soon, I think, because those started on, no, those didn't start on wet tires, that was me. Yes, so we are now up into 19th position, getting close to the pit stop, and basically the race is done from this point onwards, so not that much to be gaining. Lovely, we got the pit stop and pit stop done, as we are back out in track in 24th position, and we have gained, no, we have a driver mistake, and 22nd position. Yes, lovely. Yes, it seems like we are basically where we should be, considering the strategy that we did. I don't think we had the pace to go for points this race, or we should have got really lucky with the weather, but I don't think that was the case. And it looks like we will be finishing the race in a 19th position or something like that. No, we gained the position back up into 18th position, so lovely. Yes, there's quite a big gap in front, and I am slightly faster than the cars behind, so there isn't any pressure for the driver, so we won't be expecting any driver mistake, and it looks like we are finishing the race in an 18th position. Again, no points, but I believe any others that are behind me aren't scoring as well, so we have finished the race in an 18th position. We haven't dropped in the season standings, and we are still safe from relegation. Race analyzed, so started in 29th position with hard tires in the rain. Not quite sure it worked out, but it was worth trying. Used a 75 CT this time, and I had 20% energy left at the finish, so that means that we could have gone with more CT and gone faster. And in the end, not the most best pit stop. I finished in 18th and got some money income, and yes, and the next race could be interesting. Let's take a look. The next race is at Hockenheim, and it's a favorite track of my driver, and we can go fast because let's take a look at the weather, and we can see that the weather is nice and hot, but sadly it's raining in Q1. That will hamper our qualifying performance, but the Q2 time was really nicely, so let's see what happens in the race. Race 13 of the season here at Hockenheim, qualified in 17th position, and the lights are out, and let's go racing. And hopefully we have a nice decent start. We got a special strategy this race. It's also very hot. We are pushing Flatout as hard as possible, and we have lost a few positions. It seems like we are having a very bad start. We are losing positions, and it looks like we will be losing some more positions. Yes, there are already 5 positions lost. Is it? No, 6 positions, and there's the driver mistake that we had. 6 positions lost on the opening lap. Clearly we had a driver mistake on the first lap. Lost a lot of precious time and positions that we need to get back. But fortunately I am boosting in the opening lap, so hopefully we can clear some slower cars quite quickly and maintain the damage, and hopefully we can clear some more cars. Yes, this race, everyone will be doing a 1-stop, and I will be doing a 2-stop, pitting as late as possible on the hard tires without running them to the cliff, and then using the free track after the pit stop to go fast and hopefully clear the traffic that is in front of me and get points by doing this. So we have lap 20, and we are currently in a 10th position. We can smell the points, so even if we did a 1-stop, points might have been possible, but you never know after the race. And a few more laps, and it's pit stop time. Yes, coming in, lovely, into a 20th position after the pit stop. Yes, lovely. And I should have the speed to clear the slow cars in front of me that haven't pit yet. And mostly I will have some clear track and can use my own pace, and hopefully I can pull a gap to the cars that were in front of me and keep them behind. It seems to be working for the most part. Oh no, only one car has managed to keep ahead of me, so sadly I might be limited in my pace that I can do, or we can get past quickly, but I'm not sure I can. Hopefully it won't take that much time. It looks like we are not able to get past, so we need to, yes, lovely, we got past. He had a driving mistake, and now we have some clear track for a few more laps to go as fast as possible, and also boosting a few laps. Let's see what happens. Of course we are doing the second pit stop, and we are back out on track in 8th position, just about. And yes, no cars in front, and we should have the overspeed compared to the cars behind. So the 8th place should be safe. Don't think anything more is possible. Hopefully the engine doesn't break. It will be on the limit, but it seems to be fine. Yes, lovely. We finished the race in an 8th position. We got a point in the lead, so lovely. And that might be enough to retain if we haven't retained already. So let's check the race analyze. Race analyze, so started in a 70th position, had a driving mistake on the first lap. We lost a few positions. I boosted in the opening laps to maintain and gain back a few positions. 80 CT this time, and overtake where possible at the start. Didn't want to crash. We had some energy left. The engine was at 100% energy at the finish. We had some really lovely pit stops, really nicely, and we boosted some more times. And in the end, we got an 8th position and some points. Lovely. And the time has come to activate the promotion sponsor that we got when we promoted for Master. That needs to be activated before you relegate, and for reasons I need to activate it now, because we want to have the front rank spot being taken with the sponsor that can't leave due to bad results. The sponsor contract has been activated. Did you know that there are many more GPRO videos on the channel? Why not hit that subscribe button? Race 14 of the season, starting in 30th position, but it's a full wet race and we aren't pushing, so the result doesn't really matter. We have lost 1 position at the start, but we will be finishing in about 30th position, so let's go and check out the last lap of the race. And I have finished the race in a 32nd position, and we have dropped position in the standings, but everything is still a-okay. Race analyzed, so started in 30th position, used 10CT, so not pushing at all. Energy doesn't really matter, to be honest. That basically rained for the full race with a slight dry period and finished in the 32nd position. And we have made some money. Let's take a look at the season standings. As I mentioned before, I have dropped one position from 24th down to 25th, but we are still safe. There are only a few cars that might be able to overtake me in the standings if the weather conditions are correctly and if they are even bothered to be. But of course also we have some managers that could be into negative balance and don't want to stay in elite for some more seasons. So I think we should be fine for retaining this season. So I am not racing full out in the last 3 races. I think we will be smoking out the last 3 races and make the money. Race 15 of the season here at Magny Cours, qualified in the 25th position, and at the start we gained a position, but we aren't really pushing anyways. We are just doing the pace. It looks like about the 27th position is where we are, and then on lap 38 my car broke down, so we started smoking until the end of the race, and let's see if we manage to finish the race or not. And in the end I managed to finish the race just in a 35th position, but we got the full money reward for not trying anything, so that was really nice. Race analyzed, so started in 25th position, used 20CT this time, and the gearbox finished at 100% damage, so lovely. And we started smoking on lap 38 and managed to finish the race. The gearbox was having some issues and finished in 35th, and we got some money, and that's it for this race. Race 16 of the season here at Portimao, and we have qualified in the 31st position, and we kept the position, but we aren't pushing, and it's raining yet again. And then on lap 21 the car started smoking, so we have lost some more pace, and most likely you won't finish the race, but let's see what happens. And then on lap 51 or 50 or whatever you want to say, we retired the car, and the race has ended here in the 37th position, outside the 120% race distance. Race analyzed, so started 31st, used 0CT, it was raining all race, started smoking on lap 21 and retired on lap 50/51, and yes, again the gearbox, and we still made a nice profit, so we didn't lose any money, so that's nice. So one more race to go, and the last race of the season is hot, but it's raining in all sessions, so I'm glad that I didn't decide to push. I don't think that we could have managed to score here. And before the last race, let's take a look at the season standings as well. So currently, here are the season standings as it stands, and currently we are safe in the 25th position, but it's raining, and there might be some danger that we aren't safe if one of 2 cars below us score. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we retain, or maybe we don't, and we go back to Master and just go again. It isn't a problem. Race 17 of the season, qualified in the 30th position, but it's hot and raining the entire race, and the car is badly damaged, so we aren't pushing at all, and it seems like that we are able to hold on to the 30th position, but of course we all know that the car is badly damaged, and on lap 15 the car started smoking, so that meant that we lost some more performance and some positions. So we slowly will be losing some more positions and time. And in the end, we still managed to finish the race this time. Yes, lovely. And we managed to finish it inside the 120% race distance. So we got full money rewards for a 36th position with a badly damaged car. So that was really lovely. Race analyzed for the last race of the season. So I started in 30th, used 0CT. Then on lap 15 the car broke. And this time it wasn't the gearbox. It was the chassis, so that meant that we could finish the race and get some lovely money, and of course we went tax-free shopping, or not in case, but we aren't paying tax this season, so lovely. And one more time, let's take a look at the season standings. After 17 races we managed to retain. Yes, we managed to retain in elite, just about. There was someone still scoring a point in the last race, but luckily for us, we had an 8th position with a point, and a 10th position in one of the races. That meant that we had a higher classification than him. So in the end, I managed to retain in elite, and the hardest part is done, and hopefully we are ready for next season to be fast or do some more funny and interesting things here in Elite, and let's see what happens next season. But first, end of season is coming up. End of season time, so let's get going, looking into the finances. Started last season with 56 million, and of course we gained some money by racing, and then we needed to update, and due to testing and stuff, we had to spend some money, and in the end we almost broke even, ended the season with 54 million. Now after the season reset has been done, so basically almost made a profit. We had some decent advancements in the testing department, trained a driver, and had some fun. This season I spent a total of 302 million, and about 52% was for car parts, about 175 million, and then we had some other spendings, mainly for driver training, facility cost, practice labs, qualifying labs, of course the salaries for the driver and the technical director, some signing fees. We did 10 test sessions, so 10 million down the drain, and of course we had to pay for the tire supplier. But in the end we had a very good season, and we retained, and we haven't blown our money out of the window. This season I had a total earning of 283 million, but not quite sure that number is completely correct, as it doesn't really match with the expenditures that we had. Of course, this is before you get the 5 million for doing all races, and we had earned 36 million from the sponsors, 13 from qualifying, and 233 from racing. And yes, we almost broke even, so lovely. And of course we did some driver training in the season, so let's take a look. Here is the driver after the season reset, how he is looking now. And of course we can take a look at the trainings that we did with him. We started off with some fitness training and some testing labs. Of course we had to test heavily in the beginning of the season because we didn't have any testing points. Basically did a combination of fitness training and a few yoga sessions, as I wasn't really pleased with his concentration. I wanted to increase it slightly, and we did. And then we had some nice hot weather, and we extended the contract and did some motivation training, which worked really nicely. And then of course we did some more testing, and then we had a period of some hot weather, and we did some spa resort training. And after that we went back to the fitness training with a combination of a yoga to complete the trainings for this season. So we went racing, and we had some fun, and we even scored a point and retained an elite. Let's take a deeper look into the testing that we did this season. Here we can see the testing sessions that I did in this season. Most of them are in the beginning of the season when we needed to increase our testing CCP, which didn't really exist, to be honest. And then we increased it and did our pushing and scored some points, 1 point. And then of course for financial reasons we stopped testing, and of course we can see that the points are going down. For the beginning of next season I should really be testing yet again, and to increase the points in the next season again. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon, and check out one of these videos if you haven't, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Goodbye!